Guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. We are here with an unboxing without a box or a bag because I already put the bag away and there's only one thing. But I went to the Dollarama and I saw this cute set of watercolor pencils for $3. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a try for sure. So this is the Artist Series, I think, which is the Dollarama brand, and they look like they're all greens and yellows, and I'm not sure about the color palette here, but kind of cool. And I always like trying new things, and I thought, well, it might not be great, but it might be fun to try. And even if it's not good, I'm getting a brand new tin for $3, and I do like tins. So they're showing you on the back of some art that was made with them, supposedly. And right here, it says, draw with pencils inside the palette. And then with the brush, blend the watercolors with water, which is how watercolor pencils work. You just draw like normal, like you would with a normal pencil crayon. If you're in Canada, we say pencil crayon. If you're American, I know you call them colored pencils. And these are watercolor pencils. There's a little bit of tape here that we have to take off. Just gonna tape it on the back here for now, and then let's open this up. And so everything's gonna fall out on me. Of course it will. So now I don't know what color order they put them in because I was playing with the lid. I much prefer a lid that is hinged on as to the lids that are just taped on. But you can see the colors that this came with. Let me just take the lid off, because it's just, it doesn't work well like that. The tape is stronger than everything in here. Alright, so here are the colors. So, give me a second. I'm going to put them in a color order. Okay guys, I am back, and I put them in a color order that makes sense to me. I thought this was white, but now looking at it, it might be a light gray, which means I have to move it over here. But it's a light color, so I kind of want it in the light area. So let me show you what these pencils look like. I don't know if I can get my camera to focus for you, but it just says their name. It says watercolor pencil, and on this side, it says 253, and this color is called Bad Weather. I don't know if you can see that. And then we have Sunshine, number 260. So they all have a number and a name, and the names are kind of cool. So let's just move this over, and this is like a little mixing area if you needed one. And I just have my watercolor book out, my Canson XL watercolor. I'm just going to look for a page or a back of a page that I haven't used yet. So I'm using the back of a watercolor page because it's smoother, and we're just going to very quickly write down Artist Series watercolors. Maybe we'll go this way. Okay guys, so I found a clear page, so I'm just going to write the title here, Artist Series, not Loft, Series Dollarama watercolor pencils. And I'm going to go down this way so that we can fit them. We have 12 colored pencils. So the first color, and I have these in a color order that I like. This is called Irish Weather. So I think what we'll do is I need 12. So one. Yeah, I have more than enough room. So this is Irish Weather. So I'm going to make a little circle. I know you can't see that. It's like a light gray. And I'm just going to make this little circle here. And then here I'm just going to color it this way. And this is the back of my Canson paper that I'm using. And this color is called Sunshine. There's got to be a better way. Hang on a second, you guys. Give me a second. What if I use this? So I'm just trying to get this on the screen. So I'm just making a little spot here that we're not going to use with watercolor. And then next to it, we'll just do a spot that we will use, not with watercolor, but with water. And I think that would be the best. So that is called Sunshine. It's a very pretty color, and these feel nice. They don't really feel too cheap. They feel really nice. You know, sometimes when you buy cheap watercolor pencils, they feel scratchy. These don't feel that way. This is called, I can't tell. Can you read that? I can't read that at all. I don't know if my camera is clicking in. Lion's mane? Does that say lion's mane? So make a little circle of color here. And sorry my air conditioner is on, you guys. I need it to help me with my breathing. So that's a pretty color. Yeah, these are smooth. I don't know how pigmented they are. I'm not pushing hard. If I do push hard, what happens? Not that much different. Okay, that's lion's mane. And next up we have lime. These are really hard to read. They should have used black lettering on a white, this is white. So white on white or silver on white is very hard to read. Maybe if you're younger, you don't have trouble, but I do. That's a pretty color. Yeah, these feel really nice. I'll have to compare these with some of my other watercolor pencils in a minute. And this next green is Kermit the Frog. So I hope you could see this okay. I know I'm not making big swatches or anything. It's just we're going to add water in a minute. I don't know if I'm going to just leave this as is or if I'll go later and just speed this up and do a voiceover. Maybe I'll do that. But then you won't know what the colors are named. And they're cute. They're cute names. This is Irish Green. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, 6, and we're at halfway of the pencils, but not halfway of the page, so we'll have enough room. I'm really bad at judging how much room I'll have for things. So that Kermit the Frog green was very cute. And then we have some green olive. Funny that they called it green olive. It's usually olive green. Yeah, these are very smooth. They feel nice. They feel quite nice to work with. Very shocking for a Dollarama, but whether they're good or not, I don't know because we haven't added water yet. So this is moss green. Now I wonder why that is called moss green, because we have lots of moss at our camp. And it is a much lighter green than this. Like it's a different shade of green. Maybe lighter's not the right word, but it's a more saturated green. It's definitely not that color. I love moss. And then we have pigeon. So I don't know if you could tell, but that moss green was losing some grains as I color it, and so was this green. It's like crumbly. So here's pigeon. I don't know if you could see it if I bring it up close, but it is losing some of the graphite, I guess. Only 3 more to go. Can you see what that is? Is that murky or muddy? I think this is muddy. Oh, it's a brown. I just assumed it was another darker gray. Oh, well then I'm going to have to move this later. I would rather have the brown over here next to this yellow one. I just assumed this was another gray. A more muted gray. Nice that we got a brown though. And this is pine tree. Oh, it's another green. Huh. I thought this was a dark gray. Yeah, I definitely have to move these around. Or I guess I could keep them in this area because then the darks are kind of together, although that looks really dark. You're not seeing what I'm pointing at. This looks so much darker here than it does here. Like they don't match at all. And the last one I have is intense black. No, I wouldn't call that an intense black, but maybe once you add water, you never know, right? All right, and they gave me a paintbrush, so we might as well try it. If I can get it out. Uh-oh. Well, we're going to jump the line. That one jumped out. So it came with this little paintbrush. There's nothing on it. It's just a little blue brush. I've got some water here. And I think I'm going to just move this way and hold it. So here is the first color. I don't think we're going to see much there because it's such a light color. So let's go with the next color, which is this pretty yellow, and let's see how pigmented this is. I'm very shocked. That's pretty good for Dollarama. I wasn't even expecting any kind of pigment. I mean, it is pretty light. But I can move it out quite a bit. And now we have this yellow. Got more water on my brush. Let's see if that makes a big difference. That really waters it down. That might be my fault, you guys. I had a lot of water on my brush. All right, here's the green. So they're very, very light colors. They're not that pigmented, but they work. I might have too much water on my brush again. And you can buy watercolor paper at the Dollarama, and it used to be good watercolor paper, but now it feels very plasticky and icky. It used to be real watercolor paper, and they've changed it, and I really wish they would change it back. That green didn't go very good, but I might have had too much water on the brush. Here's the other green. Now I don't have enough water on my brush. Story of my life. So this one, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm having a hard time getting rid of the coloring lines. You could still see where I colored underneath. And sometimes you do want that look, but sometimes you don't. So the more water you put, the lighter the color you'll get. That is just typical of watercolor. And here is the brown. And the green. And the black. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Here's the black. Was I off camera that whole time? I apologize, you guys. It's really hard to make these videos in a way that I can keep everything on the eye level. Let's just do the brown again, because I think I missed it. And we'll do the green again, because I think I was off camera for those. I think I had a little bit of the black still on the brush. But I think I was off camera when I did those, so I didn't want you to miss out from those two. And here's the green. Now, let's go with one of the yellows. And the next yellow. I think I damaged the paper there because I was hitting wood. The way these were sharpened, there's just wood there. And then let's go into a green. And the darker green. Let's just blend this out. It's a very small brush. Let's add some more water. Make sure I'm on camera. And now go to this one and see if they blend together. So I'm really moving the color around, but it could be because I'm using the wrong color, the wrong size of the page. I'm not using the watercolor side of the page. I'm using the smooth side. That they're not blending together very nicely, like a typical watercolor would. But you are getting some color. They're just not super pigmented. And just give me 1 second really quickly. I've got my Artist Loft, which are also not a great, they're not expensive at all. These are really cheap from Michael's. So let's see how their yellow compares. Let's just grab one of the yellows. And we'll compare this one. Yeah, this one is already, it seems more pigmented. And let's get one of their greens. And let's get one of this yellow here. So I don't know if you could tell, but this feels like a harder pencil than this one. And which green? Probably the first green would be closer. So the first two are the Artist Loft and the second two are the Artist Series. So let's clean my brush. I'm still just using the cheap brush that came with it. It's working fine. And I don't know if you could see, but the Artist Loft are way more pigmented. You're getting a lot more color for what you're coloring. I had to color more for this because it's a harder lead. But let's see. It's still pretty. It's still fine. It's still bright. You just have to work harder to get the pigment down. And the pigment, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm pushing it around. Like I'm pushing the pigment. It's not really going into the paper, whereas this one, it goes right into the paper. But for the difference in price, it's still very similar. Here's the Artist Loft. Okay, I'm pushing this one around too. Here's Artist Loft. Artist Series. So the Artist Loft, I would say you're better off getting these. I think I paid like $7.99 for these. I don't remember. $5.99 or $7.99. It wasn't more than that. And Michael's always has coupons where you can get money off. But yeah. So these are only 3. But you only get 12. And these are, I think, between 5 and 7, depending on what kind of coupon you have. And you get 24, and they are more saturated. Now, these are still low-end ones, but they are more saturated. But there's really nothing wrong with these Dollarama ones if you like the muted colors. You get some really nice backgrounds going. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Let's tip it this way again so we can kind of see everything. Yeah, so these are pretty cool. Anyway, for $3, I have an extra tin, an extra little brush, and 12 extra little, mostly green and yellow watercolor brushes. I think they're going for like landscape colors with this one. But they're pretty cute. And I'm pretty happy with that. I still like my Artist Loft ones better. I have better ones. I have Derwent watercolor pencils, which are really nice. But I like these because I don't have to get out a giant tin. They're easy to carry around. And I don't care if I break them or lose them because they're so cheap to replace. So I really love these. But you know what? These are fine for $3. They're cool. You can paint some cards with these. A kid would have fun. You could probably paint, because they're so light, I'm sure you could go even in a coloring book if you were light on the water. And they don't feel scratchy. So yeah, so that is it for the Artist Series watercolor pencils, you guys. I hope you liked that. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. All of those things that help as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care, stay safe, happy crafting. Bye, guys.